guys, so now I am going to discuss what is my chosen topic in our module, and I chose to have the conceptual database design. You can learn something from my discussion even though it is so not so broad, but I will try my best to for you to understand what is I meant to discuss. Thank you. Keep watching.
All database model is made up of business level with the stakeholder data definition and how data is related according to the business rules. Imagine if you have to manage a store, what data do you need to collect? Customer, product, invoice, and the payments. Once the data is clearly defined how the data is related, for example, customer could buy many products generated in invoice, and customer has to pay the invoice by his credit card. Point between data is the business rules. Our model has three elements, and this is the entities, attributes, and relationships. These three elements will be used later to draw conceptual data diagram. The element that must be identified is the entity. Can be defined as a group of data of interest to the an organization, which could be information is to be kept and stored. It can be a person or a place, an object. What is group? A group shares the same characteristics. Imagine a car. It doesn't matter what car we're talking about. A car has a make, model, an engine, and a color. Since it is impossible to recognize can should be the same characteristics can be considered as a group. Therefore, it could be considered as an entity. The characteristics this entity is called attributes. Attributes is the second elements must be identified in the conceptual model, which could be defined as a main characteristic of properties of an entity that must be collected by a system. Let's go back to the car example. If the car is defined, a make, model, engine, color are the attributes of the prescribed entity. It is important to identify the ID, which is an attributor of group of attributes that uniquely identifies the data. In this example, we will use attribute the ID for the identifier. The third conceptual element is the relationship. Association between entities, business rules. There are different types of relationships. It is the 0 to 1, 1 to 1, 0 to many, 1 to many, and many to many. Imagine entities car and add another entity called owner. An owner can have one car or many cars. A car can have one owner or may still don't have one.
An entity relationship diagram is a graphical portrayal of entities and their relationship. It is similar to the structure I will be given example later, and it supports the representation of more general relationships. The above diagram shows the owns relationship the person have a car. Then the entity types is person and car are shown in rectangular boxes. The relationship owns is shown in a diamond shape box attached to the participating entities types of straight lines. Attributes are shown in ovals, and each attribute is attached to its entities type by a straight line. Note that each primary key attribute has its underline inside the oval. Now, because I already give an example about the entity relationship. Now we will have to move forward to the cardinalities for the entity and the relationship between its attributes, and we must know how to use its cardinality. Then, the minimum cardinality is the smallest number of the instances allowed to participate in a relationship. And on the other hand, maximum cardinality is the greatest instances that allowed to participate in a relationship. Here are the cardinalities. I will show you the notation and its meaning. The first is this one, this, and its meaning is mandatory or one. The second is like this, mine. It is mandatory, one or many. And the third one is straight line with the circle and line. It is optional or one. And the fourth is line, circle, and this sign. It means optional, 0, 1, or many. And now, I'm already done with my video discussion. I hope you learned something, even though it was so crowded, I think. But thank you for watching, and hope you learned something. And thank you, and God bless. Keep safe as always, and have a good day. Thank you.